Thank you for the opportunity to be here and share. How many of you all would like to get some good news today? Thank you. Now, I'm not talking about fake news. How many of y'all would like to learn how to have more fulfillment and peace of mind? Yes. Thank you. Well, might that mean that you want to become more fully engaged in life? Thank you. I'm going to share 3 ideas with you, 3 simple ideas. But before we get into it, would it be okay if I shared a little bit about myself? Would that be all right? Yes. Thank you very much. I am Dr. Z, greeting you in light, love, peace, and harmony. I'm the happiest man on the planet. Been a consultant and a professor for 25 years, helped thousands of people to grow in their lives and businesses. Raised a beautiful family, have a wonderful wife, 2 wonderful children, a wonderful daughter-in-law, and a great 4-year-old grandson. But it wasn't always this way. 7 of my first 20 years was a rocky road. You could say I was stuck on stupid. Yes. But I realized that life is going to change and grow. The things that I learned as a child, there was a lot of pain and judgment in the house, a lot of dysfunction. My parents' relationship was full of frustration, pain, judgment. My mother called me stupid, ungrateful, and used big words like impudent. I didn't know what that meant. So I just gave up on life. And even the backdrop of some of these things, I can remember being 8 years old, sitting at the top of the steps with my mother, and she's crying. I'm a sensitive child. I started crying too. Mom, what's wrong? Why are you crying? Don't cry. And she started talking about the way that man treats her. Now, I was only 8 years old. I didn't know what was going on, but I know I didn't like it. And I didn't like being stuck in the middle of their emotional trauma for the next 10 years. There was so much pain and judgment, screaming and door slamming going on in the house. I just gave up. I didn't care about nothing. Started drinking beer at 14 years old. The older guy, he'd get it for us. We sit up on the hill behind the McDonald's just drinking away. Old English 800. And smoking cigarettes. Trying to be cool. But I wasn't cool. I was a troubled teenager. I was confused. In fact, I was angry. I was mad. I didn't like them and what they were doing. Today, I would call it not engaged. I did everything halfway. I became the king. The king of mediocrity, that is. Barely got out of high school with a 2.2 grade point average. Halfway did my part-time jobs. I got fired twice. Yeah. Only things I was good at was basketball, parties, and girls. And I got A's in all those subjects, baby. Every Friday and Saturday night, I was at the parties dancing and smoking and drinking like Lionel Richie. All night long. All right. All night long. Yeah. But I was traumatized by the dysfunction in the family and the social and cultural influences. The pain! I was trying to escape the pain! But I was on the road to self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Have you ever experienced frustration and pain and judgment? Anybody? Thank you. So you probably know that becoming more fully engaged can be a challenge. I mean, even in the workplace, Gallup poll says that 7 out of 10 employees are disengaged to some degree. That means only 3 people out of the 10 are really bringing the love and the commitment and the passion and the extra effort. And Deloitte says that companies, are spending $550 billion a year on unhappy employees. Now that's a pretty drastic statistic, isn't it? Thank you. Now, since we're creatures of habit, the way we do one thing is the way we do everything. So if we're not engaged at work, then we're going to be less engaged at home, in school, and in our civic responsibilities. So do you think this might explain why we have a over 50% divorce rate? Anybody think that could explain it? Thank you. Only half of the teenagers are actually say that they're engaged in school. And 56% of the US voting age population didn't even vote in the last presidential election. But here's the key. What we call engagement in life and business is really a function of your individual and collective happiness. And when you reset that happiness button, you'll become more fully engaged in life, and you'll have more fulfillment and peace of mind. Can we breathe together? Let's breathe in that peace of mind. Come on, breathe in and breathe out. Thank you. So what happened? Without that peace of mind, my problem was, and I think it's a problem for all of us, most of us, our habits of thought, feelings, and actions, they follow us wherever we go until we change them. So let me set the scene. It was 1975, January. I was at State College, Pennsylvania, and it was my 3rd year in college. I got my report card. And I said 2.015. And I looked at that thing and I said, man, you about to flunk out of school. You are messing up your life. And I realized I was failing my parents, but more importantly, I was failing myself. I didn't know what to do. It was a defining moment of truth. And the truth is that life's going to test us to face dissatisfaction and to face the pain of failure. Can anybody relate to this? Thank you. But failure is the place where real transformation begins. Because growth requires that we stop doing certain things and start doing other things. So what happened over the next 18 months? Well, I found myself. I met my wife, and I graduated with that 2.5 GPA from the Pennsylvania State University. And I love it, as the kids say nowadays, we are Penn State. Yeah. They also call the town Happy Valley. Happy Valley. What kind of valley is it?
Happy Valley.
Happy. Thank you. Do you see the connection? See, Happy Valley is where I learned to reset my happiness button and became more fully engaged in life. And after that, I got married, raised a family, got a master's degree, even went back to school and got a doctorate degree at 42 years old. Thank you. Now, that's not bad for a guy who almost flunked out of college, is it? Yeah. That's pretty good, isn't it? Hey, thank you. Thank you. Then I've had a career helping thousands and thousands of people to grow, transform their lives just like I did. Yes. So, 3 simple ideas. Idea number 1 is ask different questions. So I'm sitting on the bed, feeling down and out like a failure, soul searching. And I asked myself these questions. What is the purpose of your life? There's got to be more to life than basketball parties and girls. And I learned a very important lesson that I want to share with you all. That lesson is, when you ask different questions, you get different answers. Turn to the person next to you and repeat. Ask different questions. Ask different questions. Get different answers.
Get different answers.
Thank you. And in my readings, in our holy book, I discovered that I was created to serve the Creator, the one who made me. Well, how are you going to do that, Zayd? By serving humanity and the creation. And once you discover your purpose of service, you'll become more fully engaged in life, because the quality of your life is going to be determined by the quality of your questions. So what questions are you asking yourself? Are they positive or negative? Are they selfish, what's in it for me? Or are they service oriented? How can I help? Idea number 2. Tune your frequency to love. Yes. Tune your frequency to love. So, what are we talking about here? The notion that the frequency is it's like tuning a radio dial, right? And you want to get, they call it a radio station, right? So what it seems is that your station in life is going to be based on the frequency that you dial. How do you keep your frequency high for what you want? Well, this is what worked for me. Daily prayer and meditation. Second, fasting and charity. And the third, reading positive materials. Idea number 3, read the signs and respond. So there will be external signs, but there will also be internal signs within yourself. Getting fired from those 2 jobs, quitting the basketball tryouts, and that 2.2 grade point average, those were external signs. But I couldn't read them in high school. I couldn't read them in college until I got in touch with the pain of failure. Yeah. Isn't that how life is? Huh? Well, they say, thank you. They say no pain, no gain, right? Well, I say no pain, no change. Because it's the change that gets you the gain. So stop. Look. Everything you want is already here. And it's waiting for you to show up. Listen. The all-merciful giver of life gave you the desire and the ability to achieve. There are also signs within yourself, though. Research shows us that your heart has an intelligence that expresses itself in feelings. So what is your heart telling you? Back in the 1970s, there was this group, the Stylistics. They were singing like this. Stop, look, listen to your heart, hear what it's saying. Love, love, love. Can we bring in the love, breathe in the love together, y'all? Come on, breathe in. Thank you. There was a nurse named Bronnie Ware. She worked with people in the last 3 to 12 weeks of their lives. And she wrote a book, 5 Regrets of Dying People. The number one regret was, I wish I'd had the courage to live the life that was true to myself, not the life other people expected of me. And regret number 5 was, I wish I'd let myself be happier. Wow. But what were they really saying? Seems to me that they were saying that they wanted to be more fully engaged in life. And they wanted to reset their happiness button. And once you get your heart message, then go after it with consistent action. Right? Respond with consistent action, and as long as you have spirit and breath in your body, never give up. Take baby steps every day, and they'll add up to a mountain of achievement. So let's recap how you can become more fully engaged in life and reset your happiness button. Number 1, ask different questions. Number 2, tune your frequency to love. And number 3, read the signs and respond with action. I thank you, I love you, and God bless you.